Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. PIV with a special message. So, speaking to a great mentor, a great role model in the industry of information, knowledge, and development. And, he was saying we sometimes speak up from a higher level, or sometimes we speak from over the hill mentality, meaning we speak after we conquer the hill and when we're at top, when we're in our glory. And what we don't talk about as leaders is we don't talk about the process. We don't talk about the transition, the discipline, the sacrifice it takes for us to get to the next level. Everybody only see the external results. They see your glory, your bliss, and how you're living a great life. And, we have to talk about as leaders, we have to talk about the struggles. We have to talk about the different things that we go through when we're climbing the mountain. Recently this week, I received all types of hogwash from some very, very, key people. These individuals are profound and powerful, and they have a lot of insight. And the number one thing that they explained to me is, he stated, he was talking about, false prophets, and he was talking about, a lot of different things. And at the midst of when he made these statements, he then concluded and he said, the world's just a dark place and this and that. And I'm looking and I wanted to stand up and say, well, yeah, the world is becoming a darker place is because the people with the light stay with other people with light. They don't associate with people who don't have their flame or don't have their light as bright, because what it does is it dampens your flame. It's like a candle in the rain. What's going to happen is your flame is going to go out. And it makes, these individuals, a lot of people say, listen, I don't donate to certain causes or I don't donate to certain events because I don't want the stigma, or I don't want, individuals to try to, sue me or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, wow, so you're telling me you're not going to help out people because you're scared of getting sued, or you're scared of the implications, or you're scared of this. And it almost made me say, you know what, why do it and why go forward? Why shine my light bright so others can see and illuminate? And then I had to remember back when the times when people didn't have to shine their light on me. They didn't have to give me the words of encouragement to keep me going forward. I want you to see these chains, see these rings. See, these are trophies. You got to have trophies. We win trophies when we win races, when we graduate, or when we do things. You have to have trophies to give you motivation, to keep you focused. The wolf at the top of the hill is never as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. Some people see people at the top of the hill and be like, you know what? That's too much. It takes too much discipline. It takes too much patience. It takes too much sacrifice. Why try? Why keep on pushing forward? I told a wise individual the other day, I said, I'll play the fool, because the fool is the individual that's unreasonable. We full of people that are reasonable in this world. Reasonable to do this, reasonable to do that. If we were dependent upon the reasonable individuals, we would have nothing that we see in this world. Reasonable people will still be living in caves. Reasonable people will still be living in huts. Reasonable people will still be walking all around the world. Reasonable people would not create lassos to ride horses. Reasonable people will not create airplanes. Reasonable people will not create things. And it's devastating because, we're full of a lot of reasonable, and all progress is not made by reasonable individuals. All progress is made by unreasonable individuals. Unreasonable individuals say, you know what? I don't want to sit on the floor. I want to create a chair. You know what? I don't want to walk everywhere in a horse. I want to drive a car by Henry Ford. You know what? I'm tired of taking days and months to get around the world. Let's fly. These are unreasonable individuals. These unreasonable individuals are the individuals that change and cultivate the next world, the next generation. And one thing I'm understanding is reasonable people are quick to talk and tell you this and tell you that. And you just sit and say, you know what? That's the reasonable mindset, but I'm an unreasonable individual. I'm an individual that believe in a better and brighter future. I'm an unreasonable individual, and I sure, sometimes my internal circle, they be like, dude, why do you go through this year after year? And dude, why? Why don't you, live a luxurious life doing this or doing that? Well, that's the reasonable path to go. Again, reasonable individuals do not do unreasonable things. Therefore, progress cannot be made by reasonable people. That's why I have to remember that I'm an unreasonable person. I do unreasonable things. And now I learn and now I see. Sure, I can get calls about, go to this city, go to that, do this, do that. But one of the things I realized is I'm looking for the Einsteins, I'm looking for the cultivators, I'm looking for the innovators, I'm looking for the individuals that are unreasonable to change things and make the world a better place. Because again, I was walking down the street and I'm like, yo, it's nails everywhere. Like, I never noticed it. And I'm like, man, it's just nails. And then I go to around a corner and there's like the streets riddled with nails. I went over there, I was attempting to sweep some of it up, but it was late at night. And I'm like, this is craziness. How is there so many nails out on the street? And then I thought about it. When I went to the auto shop to get a nail out of my tire, I looked at the ground and there was nails all over. What the mechanics would do is they'll pull the nail out of a tire and throw it on the ground. So therefore, someone else who just got a nail out their tire pulls up and get another nail in their tire. So I was busy that day, but I said, listen, this is unreasonable. This is unreasonable. It's reasonable what y'all doing, throwing nails back on the ground so people can get flat tires so y'all can make real money, but that's wrong. So I took my time and I swept the front of their lot to get the nails out of the way. That way, the other cars pulling in who just got the nail out of their tire can come out and not get another nail. And I looked at these people and they laughed and they smirked. I'm like, isn't this ironic? These people we go to get help to pull nails out of our tires is putting more nails in our tires. And I was just thinking, this is the way the world works. You know, people want that revolving door. They want that revolving mentality. They want you to get some assistance from them, right? And then as you get some assistance from them, they're going to try to pull your legs from under you, and then you're going to have to go back to them. And that's this perpetual cycle that I'm tired of, and that's the reasonable life, the reasonable mentality. And now I know being a champion, being a leader, being a great cultivator, being a great stimulator, I guess the buck does start with me. You know, my nephews and everybody, they look up to me. They look up to me for that guidance. They look up for me to overconquer. And I sit and I explain, how do you get trophies like these? How do you get chains like these? Hard work, hard diligence, effort, more effort, more effort. I got a new chain. It's the J. I'm not going to say what it stands for implications, but this is the chain of self-mastery. I had a speech the other week or a couple months ago how, you know, I can fight the government, I can fight people, I can fight anybody, I can fight Andre the Giant. You know, I've always been a great fighter, but I had to tell myself, I can fight everyone, I can fight the world, I can fight any company, I can fight any industry, I can solve problems that no one can solve. And I said, who is my biggest enemy? Who is my biggest person I have to fight? And then I looked in the mirror and I saw myself with my glory, with my power. And I was a little scared of myself because, again, I'm a beast, I'm a champion. But I had to look myself in the mirror and say, hey, buddy, I'm not scared of you, buddy. I'm going to kick your butt every day. Every day there's a fight. So this is for the people who don't understand, you know, all the peoples around the world. You can get there. Sometimes you're going to get your butt kicked. I get my butt kicked every week. Things don't work out. I had a major deal pull out. Why? I had to explain to this individual, like, hey, buddy, the way you're operating, it's going to get you some money. But if you want to cross over to the millionaire lane, you have to do things differently. Yeah, who are you to tell me this? You don't have this, you don't have that. I said, listen, buddy, if you think money's where your long-term longevity's at and where your power's at, I can tell you lots of people who had money now and they don't got money in the future. I can tell a lot of companies who used to thrive. What was that major company that used to be a world power? This company was massive. What is that company called? Hewlett Packard. They used to be the industry dominant in the world, but they got laxed. They thought they were the best. They thought they couldn't be beat. And then you have Microsoft and you have all these companies. So the philosophy is, if you think doing great now and if you're not making adjustments and bettering and giving yourself more skills and more qualities, you're going to get your butt kicked. And the only thing is if you get your butt kicked, you have to learn how to fight. You have to learn how to keep going. If you don't, you're going to find yourself years from now and you're going to be like, wow, I did it many times where I sat with very, very influential individuals. They did all these things in their life. I just sat with wealthy people, low-income people, middle-class people. And at the end of their life, as they tell me their career stories and all their different life battles, and I took that in and I learned. I said, this person said they spent 10 years chasing money. Sure, they got $50 million in the bank, but as they sit in a senior citizen home, what could they say they contribute to the world? What's their legacy? Then I know a couple people with millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And they sit at the end of their life and they think, What dreams have I fulfilled? What is my legacy? Is my name going to become a household name? Show what I got billions. I told a guy the other day, he said, man, I work a 9-to-5 job. I'm never going to be wealthy. I'm never going to be this. I said, don't think like that. Don't think like that. Let me tell you something. If you work on yourself and you constantly become better, add more value to yourself, think better, be better, each day get a little better, communicate a little better, think better, perceive better. You don't have to do 100%, but just a little better. You're always going to be valuable. People are always going to need valuable people. People are always going to need people to help them. And I told this individual, I said, listen, buddy, keep up your good work. Let me explain something to you that these people don't understand. And I said, I remember a guy who was very intelligent. He was very good at computers, but he had no money. He worked a 9-to-5, but he always practiced computers. He always studied computers. And another company needed this guy to come and help them. So he literally went from a nobody, just a computer guy who studied and practiced every day, to being a high chief engineer of technology in the company. Why? He worked on his craft. So I had to explain to this individual, just work on your craft. You'll get there. You just have to put the time in and take the diligence. Every day in the gym, Steph Curry sat on the bleachers for years. While he sat on the bleachers, what he did is he practiced his jump shot. He practiced his jump shot, practiced his jump shot. Then when the stage finally gave him the opportunity to win in a game, what did he do? Now he's considered a GOAT, right? This doesn't happen overnight. There's no quick fix formula for success. It's not easy. Success is about going from failure to failure to failure to failure to failure to failure to success. To success to failure. There's a cycle. What you do as you grow and as you develop, you get stronger, you get stronger, you get stronger, and you get better. You know better, you do better, you think better. It's a process. Some people give up because they don't know how to read, or they don't know how to do something specific, or they face adversity, they face struggle, and they just say, oh my God, it's so difficult, it's so hard. Sometimes I sit there and I'm like, man, this is mind-boggling. Who would go through all this unnecessary pressure, all this unnecessary stress? And then I reminded myself, it's not where you say, oh, I want to be farther. You have to look back where you came from. You know, look how far you came. And I had to tell this individual, I had to say, listen, buddy, you may not know it or not, but with your little 9-to-5 job, there's a billionaire right now, a couple billionaires right now on this earth who will kill to be in this individual with his 9-to-5 job, with his meager life. They will kill to have his life. And you're like, oh, I don't know about that. I want that billionaire lifestyle. I said, let me tell you something. What people don't understand is, that billionaire individual has millions of people depending on them. That billionaire individual may have kids who fight over their money, may have kids who all they think about is money, 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 spending, spending, spending. So we think we want that lifestyle, but we don't know what these people go through. These people go through anguish and stress. I know this other guy, multi-million-dollar individual, and you will think, you'll see this person, you know, he dressed regular, dressed normal, and you're like, man, I wish I had this guy lifestyle. And I'm like, you don't even know what this guy go through. Sure, he got multi-millions of dollars, but this guy is glued to his phone. When his phone rang from some wealthy financial individual needing money or needing some stock, he has to answer, no matter what he's doing. He don't take as many vacations as you would think. People think the more you have, the more money, the more wealth, they think that brings more freedom. It looks like that because they glamorize that on TV, on TikTok, on Instagram. Everybody shows their best life. People don't show you all the struggles they go through. And I'm here to show you there's struggles, there's battles, there's internal turmoil. You have to constantly fight yourself to press and move forward. It's easy for you to take the easy way out and the easy path and do the easy lifestyle. But like me, I like this song called The Harder Way. Do it the harder way because you're going to grow strong. You're going to be more diligent. You're going to be better. You're going to have more strength. And you may not get the progress today. You may not get the progress tomorrow, but as time progresses and as things go on, oh, I can promise you, you're going to become the best you. Right now, you may not see that you have what it takes. Right now, you may not see you're going to live your best life. Right now, you don't see the future, but I'm about to tell you something that you don't know. You have a great future. You have a great life. You have a great destiny, but you have to fight for it. It's not going to be easy. You get knocked down 9 times, get up 10. It's all these battles and turmoils. You got to educate yourself, learn how to think better, be better, and you got to watch you hang around. They say you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with. So if the 5 people you hang around with, if you secretly think that, oh, I can do this, I can do that, well, you got to find more individuals that uplift you and encourage you, because let me tell you something. You have to get over this hill. You have to conquer yourself, and you have to move to the next level. If you don't do that, you're going to sit back years from later like, man, I wish I did this. Man, you know what hurts me the most? Oh, it hurts me super bad when I see people with so much potential, so much knowledge, and so much insight. Oh, I see it every day, man. I see it every day. I see it all everywhere I go. I go visit somebody. I go talk with super intelligent individuals. And because they kept and they gave up the fight and they didn't get back up, even though they got knocked down, they're wasting their potential, and they could change and cultivate and stimulate. And I just be like, oh my. And that's why they call me Mr. U, because what I say, if I can do it, you can do it. Believe in yourself. People say, oh, this, oh, that. I just say, listen, no, you got to believe in yourself. You have to keep going. You have to keep fighting. You will get there. Pitfall. I'm not a champion because I'm the smartest. I'm not a champion because I'm the strongest. I'm not a champion because I know how to fight. I'm a champion because I refuse to give up. Piff out.